Welcome back to another video. Today we have a 2026 Honda Civic Sport Touring Hybrid Sedan in urban gray pearl with a black interior. So urban gray pearl is pretty much on everything now in the Honda lineup. It's the new in color. You can see when the sun kind of hits it, you see that goldish pearl to it. It's a beautiful color. I see why it's very popular. Now the Sport Touring in the sedan is the highest model you can get. So you get all the tech in this package as well. Starting off with the headlamps. So you do have full LED headlamps, LED high beam, low beam, turn signals, and daytime running lights. You no longer have LED fog lights available on. Well, the Touring previously used to have it, but this new Sport Touring got rid of the LED fog lights. Instead, you have a bumper curtain there. Unique to the Sport Touring, you do have sensors in the grille and in the bumper. The lower portion of the grille is flat black. You kind of have some body colored on this front lip kind of style there as well. You do have a chrome Honda emblem there that you can black out through your dealership. And for 2025, the Civics have a new grille design, and this part right here is body colored, and it's carry on for 2026. Now, you still get the same Civic design from 2022 when they went to this generation, to the 11th generation, where you have a longer hood to kind of give you that more roadster type styling. You do have slimmer A-pillars. You do have a wider windshield, and the windshield has been pushed back for better visibility, a little bit more headroom as well. You have the new wipers where the sprayer is built in on the wiper itself. So when you spray, it wipes immediately. Also, you have rain sensing windshield wipers on a Sport Touring, and you know that by having the sensor right there in the windshield. So if you're ever wondering if it's a Sport Touring from outside, besides the beautiful 18-inch machine finish wheels, these are unique to the Sport Touring, and the sensors, the sensor in the windshield will be a dead giveaway. So speaking of the windshield, you have a camera above the sensor, part of your Honda sensing package. You do have the radar and the bumper, so you still have your full safety feature suite. One thing the Sport Touring does add is low speed braking control. You can't get that on the lower models. Now, because it is a Sport Touring, everything is blacked out versus the Touring used to have chrome all around. So you have a gloss black mirror cap here on the top portion, LED turn signals integrated, flat black on the lower portion there. The side mirror is a little bit lower on the door, and instead of it being on the corner like traditional mirrors. Now this Sport Touring do have a protection package, so wheel locks, splash guards, and I believe a cargo tray in the trunk. On the side portion of the Civic Sport Touring, you can see it is flat black wrapped around the windows. You do have body colored door handles. Look how that pearl is hitting in the sun. It just you can not like this color. Some people do hate this color, but I think it's a beautiful color in my opinion. The A-pillars are gloss black, flat black as well. You have a little body line down here that kind of go across the bottom. Coming along to the rear of the Sport Touring, you do have a shark fin style antenna that is body colored. You do have your LED third brake light up here. It's not tinted from factory, so well, technically it is tinted to protect your interior and your skin, but it's not privacy where it's dark, so you still gotta make it darker if you want to. You do have a capless fuel filler, so technically the cap is here. You don't have to twist off no cap. Save you about 0.10 seconds at the pump now. When you lock your Civic, it will lock that door, so anyone can't just walk up to your tank and pop open your gas tank. You do have a built-in spoiler in the trunk, which I was like, it's a unique design on the Civics. Now for 2026, Civic is black from factory. I wish they would have did that a long time ago. Also, Sport Touring is already blacked out from factory. The only thing you need to black out is your rear emblem and your front emblem. You can get that done through the accessories at your local dealership. Hybrid is also blacked out. I remember this was kind of annoying because when you blacked out Sport Touring, I think on a previous gen, Sport get blacked out, but Touring was still chrome. It was kind of annoying that Honda did that. Now the taillights, it is a combination. It's not full LED. You have LED brake lights. Your turn signals is a standard bulb. You can see it in there. And I believe your reverse lights is also a standard bulb, but your license plate bulbs will be LED. Unique to the Sport Touring, you do have sensors in the bumper and no exposed exhaust like the Sport. And it is a single exhaust, but you don't get exhaust tip like the Sport. Now this is a hybrid, and it's a hybrid only, So that's why it was quiet just now, and then you heard the engine kind of kick on by itself. Before we jump into the Sport Touring, here is your key. You should be very familiar with this key. Honda is using it on everything currently. I think the Ridgeline is the last one to change over from the older, more rectangular key. It's a little bit more rounder, smaller, lighter. You have lock, you have unlock. You do have remote start built into the key fob, so you hit lock and you hold the circle until you see one flash, just like that. You can let go. It will flash at you, I think 6 times to let you know it's running. It'll stay on for 10 minutes and your interior will go up to 72 degrees. That way it's not too hot, not too cold, and you can use this in the summer or the winter time as well. You do have your trunk release here, and you do have your panic button there. You also have a button on the side that you can push in and pull the key blade. There's an emergency key blade in the fob that you use just in case the battery dies, the key fob not working. There's a hidden key holder. There's a hidden keyhole under the door handle, so you can see it right there. You just heard the smart entry, because if the key is on your person, you can put your hand behind the door handle and it will unlock for you. So let me actually unlock and close it. You do have these 3 lines right here. If you tap those 3 lines, it will lock the whole vehicle for you. I have the remote start running right now, actually. Let's actually shut that off. If you want to shut that off, you hold the circle, flash 1 time, let you know it's off. You probably missed that flash. But when the vehicle is locked, you put your hand in the door handle, it will unlock for you. That's only for the driver and passenger door. The rear door handles do not have a smart entry. And if you use the driver door handle first, it will only unlock the driver from factory. You can go into settings and change it where you put your hand in this door handle, it'll unlock all the doors. But if you put your hand in the passenger door handle first, it will unlock all 4 doors. That way you don't have to hit unlock or open door, hit unlock or anything like that. Now let's take a look at the door card here. And this is the black interior, so nothing too special. It's just all black. You do got soft touch up here, gloss black or kind of piano black here. You do have hard touch here. This goes back to being soft. Where you rest your elbow is also soft, single stitch. You have auto up down just for the driver and passenger window. You have to hold for the rear, power locks, power mirrors. You have a trunk release there, bottle holder and storage there, speaker grill on the door. Now let's take a look at the driver's seat, because you do get power adjustment. It is a 8-way power adjustment driver's seat. So you have forward, you have back, you can go up, you can go down. You can tilt this portion right here up and down, and then you can move the back of the seat forward and back. On the passenger seat, it is a 4-way power adjustment. So you have forward, back, and then you can move the back of the seat forward and back. No up and down adjustment available. If you're looking for a 4-way power lumbar, you will have to go up to the Integra. And if you're looking for 2-position memory seats, you also will have to upgrade to the Integra. But let's jump into the Sport Touring, the fully loaded Civic. I'm gonna foot on brakes here, push the button there. It's kind of hidden behind the steering wheel there. Worlds to life. Let's close the door. I'm by a main road, and you probably hear the traffic going up and down. Now, in the Sport Touring, you get a lot of tech features, especially in the interior. But I'm gonna start off on the left side of the steering wheel here. You do have a standard air vent there that you can open and close. Interior dimmer switch there. You have your traction control on and off down there. Let me see if I can show you guys. Boom, right there. And if you want to pop the hood, you have the lever there. You have your sport gas and brake pedal. Dead pedal is standard. And for your steering wheel, it is manual adjustment. So you pull the lever here, you can go in and out, and then you can go up and down. Put it kind of however you want. Now, for the steering wheel here, it is leather wrapped. It's not perforated or anything like that. It's not heated either, but you do have some controls. So you have on the left side, next track, previous, volume, voice command. Honda did away with their built-in voice command, and now this is only going to be either Siri or Google Assistant. And actually, is it just Google Assistant if you hold it? No, oh yeah, you hold it, that's Siri for your smartphone. What if you tap it? Oh, it's Google Assistant if you tap it, okay. So that's new, because only the Sport Touring in the sedan lineup gets Google built in. And when you get Google built in, you get Google Assistant. We'll get to that in a second. The scroll wheel will control this left pod over here, because you do have I think it's a 10.2-inch instrument cluster, and it's digital, it's all customizable. You do get a like a 7-inch half digital, half analog on the lower trims, but on the I think just the Sport Touring gets the 10-inch. I don't know if the Sport Hybrid gets the. I think that gets the half as well too. So you may have to jump into a Sport Touring to get the bigger display there. On the right side, you do have your cruise on and off, cancel, resume, set. You do have your adaptive cruise control distance here. You have your lane keeping assist on and off here, and a scroll wheel for that right pod there. And behind the steering wheel, you can see there's a minus, there's a plus. These are not shifters to shift gears. Most people probably get this confused that you can use the 7 virtual gears. In the hybrid, these are your regenerative braking, and you have, I think, 4 different levels to choose from. What that means is while you're driving and you take your foot off the gas pedal, you let the car kind of coast, you can adjust how aggressive is the regenerative braking. A lot of hybrids have one level where it's very aggressive and then it's off. The Civic give you a little bit more adjustments. Now on the left side of behind the steering wheel here, you have your light switch. You have off, auto, you have parking, and just on. Auto high beam assist is standard. And on the right side, you do have your wipers. So you have off, auto, low and high. Auto is standard for the Sport Touring. So you have rain sensing windshield wipers. On your digital cluster here, if we use the right wheel right here, you can view different information. So you can switch to Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Alexa. You can customize the display, so hide and show different apps you don't want to view on that list. You can also remove the audio and clock if you don't want that to view when you select something. So for example, let me go all the way back and then, nope, not phone. There we go. So at the bottom, it'll show the time and then what music you're listening to if you have something paired to your Civic. So you can remove that. Side here, you have another scroll wheel, and this will adjust you can view a lot more information. I don't know why I can't speak today, but you have oil life. I zoomed in for a second for you guys. So you can view who have their seatbelts on, oil life, safety support. So here you can turn on and off certain safety features. So for example, road departure mitigation, you have your blind spot information system on and off. Low speed braking control is unique to the Sport Touring. You can get that in the lower models. You do have parking sensors on and off. You also get parking sensors on the Sport Touring. You have your collision mitigation braking system on and off and back as well. You can have no content, and you can also change that digital speedometer from miles per hour to kilometers, and then no content would just be blank. You can customize the display so you can hide and show different apps that's on that list as well. I did not mean to click that guy. There we go. And then you have gauge design. So you can go from round, where it's round, literally. You have bar, where your speedometer is up and down like a bar. And then you have round minimal, bar minimal as well. So you want to show less information, you can. We're going to go ahead and keep this guy on round. But I like that at least you have more than one option to kind of customize your Civic a little bit. Here's the power flow screen. This screen is very important if you want to see what's going on with your powertrain. I got a little glare going on back there with the back window. But right now the engine is on, charging the battery. When you're driving, it'll show you what's powering the wheels. Is it electric motor? Is it the engine? Is the engine charging the battery? Are you using regenerative braking and sending energy back to the battery? If you're just curious what's going on with the powertrain, everything will show there. Range and fuel, so it'll show your range to your tank and what you're averaging, and your average speed and time the engine has been on. You have a compass. If you don't have a destination, it'll show a compass when you're just driving, but if you do have a destination in there, then it will give you turn right, turn directions there. You have your driver attention level. If you fill up that little bars right there, the Civic will recommend you to pull over, take a break. You're falling asleep. What are you doing driving? And we're back to seatbelt. I'm just going to leave this guy on range and fuel. I think that's the most popular option. Now, taking a look at your touchscreen display here, it is a 9-inch touchscreen display. Not only get the bigger display, you do have physical buttons on the side. So you have a physical home, back, and volume. Next track and previous is also physical as well. And you get Google built in, like I was mentioning before. So with Google built in, you have Google Maps built in. So you're able to sign into your Gmail account and have all of your information sync directly to your car from your computer, from your phone, and it looks exactly how it'll look from your computer and your phone. You can also do satellite view, which I like. It's a cool feature because some people prefer to drive it that way. But I like that they do give you plenty of different options here, just like your computer And your phone don't need to be paired to use the Google Maps. You don't have to have Apple CarPlay, Google Maps to use this feature. This is built, integrated into the Civic. It is a subscription base for the whole Google built in. I think Honda will give you 3-year free subscription, and then after that you can pay. I don't know if it's yearly or monthly, but you can pay for it if you want that down the road. Of course, you have phone, you have FM, and the Touring will give you high definition FM stations as well, so radio stations as well. You don't get the HD stations on the lower trims. You get a Play Store, so you can download apps directly to your Civic. Look at that. You got Google Maps back there, Spotify, you got Prime, YouTube, SoundCloud. I believe you can download YouTube and watch your videos. I know you can do that on the new ADX and the MDX, but most of the Google built-in, I believe you can download YouTube and watch your videos while you're in park. Someone test that and drop a comment below. Let me know. You have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but it is wireless, so you don't have to plug it in. But you can also use it wired as well. And you get Alexa built in on the Sport Touring. And you have Google Assistant. So with Google Assistant, you can say, "Hey Google, tell me a joke."
Which animal is the least trustworthy? Cheetahs.
Wow. So I do this all the time. It's always a corny joke, but Google Assistant is very well integrated. So you can say things like, "Hey Google, turn on my heated seats."
Sure, turning on the seat heater for the driver.
Look at that. So you can tell Google to do all different types of things like built into your vehicle. It's not just call someone and the GPS. You can also do radio stations and climate controls and things like that. So it's a nice feature to have with the Google built-in. On the next page, we have vehicle settings, we have general settings, we have profile settings, and I think that's unique to the Sport Touring too. So right now I'm under as owner. That's why you see the little O there, and you can have other drivers save their profile. So when you get into your Civic, you can choose your profile and turn it on, and it'll go to all your settings that you have saved for your profile, kind of like a computer, which is cool. You have general settings. Did I say it twice? I think I said general settings twice. You have a power flow meter. So the power flow meter, I showed you that in this pocket over here is just a bigger view of it. So you can see your range, you can see your battery level, and the engine just turned on, and now it's letting you know that the engine is charging the battery. Usually when the battery gets to like 2, the engine will turn on to get to 3, and then it will turn off. But it will charge on its own. When you drive and you regenerate braking, you hit the brakes, it will charge the battery. You will not have to plug this in. You don't have to worry about that at all. It's a standard hybrid. Let's go back to home. So if you go to vehicle settings, and actually if you go to, I think, door setup, and you can turn walkway auto lock on and off. That's a feature that comes standard, where if you walk away, locks the door automatically. But there isn't a walk to unlock. So if you want to unlock your Civic, you either hit unlock on a key fob, put your hand in the door handle. You can't just walk up to it and it'll unlock for you. There's no key card or phone as a key or none of that in the Civic currently. But let's go back out to settings there. You do have, let's go back to the page, Bluetooth audio, of course, but you're probably gonna be using Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, trip computer. You still have a USB port. AM is tucked away back here. We still use AM. And on this page, you have system updates. Wi-Fi hotspot is unique to the Sport Touring. You do have a clock if you don't want to have just your app showing. And I apologize for the glare, and there's like a protector on the screen too. That's why you see all those bubbles and stuff. And I'm not gonna take that off. That's gonna be for the new owner. But yeah, if you don't want the apps, you can put the clock on there. You have HondaLink built in. This is another subscription-based feature that's from Honda, where you download the app to your phone and you set up your account, and you're able to unlock from your phone, remote start your Civic from your phone. You can view gas mileage, oil life, a lot of information from your car directly to your phone. It's also 3 years free from Honda. When you use the remote start, it'll tell you the temperature in your car. It'll tell you how long the remote start has been on. It's actually a really cool feature, and it's free for 3 years. So activate yours as soon as your salesperson will tell you. Make sure you activate that as soon as you get your Civic. You have a compass here, display mode, so the brightness, and all apps. So easy to use. Honda's using Google built-in in most of their vehicles now. This 9-inch display is pretty much in most of their vehicles now too. I know some are getting the 12-inch from the Accord, but the 9-inch I think is a nice size for the Civic. I know everyone's doing 20 inches and 34 inches and crazy big screens. Honda's like, I'm going to give you a screen, I'm going to give you physical buttons, That's what you're gonna get. So speaking of physical buttons, you do have your ear vent here, and you still have that design that started in the Civic back in 22. But I think this is this different right here? This color right here. I don't remember this being white or silver on a 25, 24. So somebody comment below on that. But you have your hazard there. You do have your climate control down here. Now you do have dual zone climate control. So driver and passenger can have 2 different temperatures. Unless you turn sync on, then the driver is controlling both temperatures. You get 3 levels of heated seats in the Civic. There's no ventilating seats available on the Civic, just heated for the passenger as well. You have air defrost, you have auto, you have your modes here, you have your front defrost, you have on and off for the whole system, and fan speed, heated side mirrors and back glass, AC on and off, and the passenger's temperature selector. And on the HRV, the EXL now will change color when you select a color, kind of like the Accord, but on the Civic, it doesn't change color, it just stays white. Below that, you have 2 USB-C ports. USB-A is gone. I think it's been gone since 25. You do get a power outlet as well. It's a 12 volt. You can see it's 180 watt max. You get a wireless phone charger, standard on the Sport Touring. And you do get a leather wrap shift knob to match with your leather wrap steering wheel. Now, the shift knob feels good to the hand. It's not a push button or anything like that, kind of like some of the Acura products or the previous Accord hybrids. You have park, reverse, neutral, and drive. If I go to reverse, I'll show you the backup camera. Now you do have a Honda's multi-angle backup camera where you have a wide angle, you have a standard, hopefully you guys can see, and you have a top-down view, so below the window. And you do have cross traffic on and off. Cross traffic will alert you if there's a car coming this way or that way as you're backing up. You can make it smaller and have a radar around your car because you have parking sensor standard on a Sport Touring, and you have your brightness adjustment there. And I don't know if you guys can hear, it's playing this chime to warn people you are coming, because these hybrids can be really quiet in hybrid mode or EV mode. So go ahead and put that guy back into park. The quality, by the way, it could be a better. Honda kind of just reused the cameras from the previous generation and put it on a bigger screen. So the camera's not really built for this bigger screen. So it looks a little grainy, but it still works. It does what it has to do. Now below the shifter, you do have drive modes. And on the Touring, you get a 4 system. You get a 4 mode, a drive mode. So if I hit this toggle there, you got individual, you got sport, you got normal, and econ. If you go back to individual, you can actually push this up and hold it, and it'll go straight to the custom mode, or you can just hit custom. If you get this thing out the way, you hit customize over here, and you can customize the powertrain, the steering, the engine sound, and the gauge. So you have econ, normal, sport. For steering, you have normal, sport, and the engine sound. I think this is pumped in audio, because in sport mode, it will play this augmented audio as you're driving. I'm not a big fan of that, but you can have it in there if you want to with your individual, and you can make the gauge either normal or sport. So it turns red for sport, go back to blue and white for normal. So that's a nice touch. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this guy in normal. Now, because this is a hybrid, I think what would be here? I think your engine idle stop feature would have been right there, but because it's a hybrid, you don't need that feature. It will simultaneously turn the engine on and off for you. You do have your electronic parking brake hold, which is a nice feature. I love that this material is not gloss black or piano black like this, because over time it just get dusty and scratched up. But this is what you use a lot, and this will last way better than this over time. So I'm glad that this is not down here. You do have a soft touch armrest with single stitching. And let's open this guy up. You do get a little coin tray and some storage down there. Let me zoom out for you guys. There's no plugins or anything, just a mat, and that's it. And put the coin tray back. You do get a glove box. It's not lockable, but if you pull this guy out, it is damped. It's not lined with felt, but it is bin style, decent size. Not the biggest one in the world. But going up to the Sport Touring, you also get the Bose premium sound system. So it's a 12 speaker premium sound system. And it comes with a subwoofer as well, and it's only in this level. Everything else would be just a standard Honda system. So if you want the nicer sound system, you definitely have to step up and go to the Sport Touring. Now, up above your infotainment display here, you do have a auto dimming rearview mirror, but there's no HondaLink built in. It used to be built in the previous generation. I'm gonna build a Sport Touring, and I always forget if you can add it as an accessory or not. It's, you know, certain models you can, some models you can't. So we'll double check to see if you can add HondaLink. But you do have LED lighting throughout the cabin, which is nice. You also have your moonroof control here. You have an emergency SOS. You have to flip this guy and push the button, speak to an operator on site. Not on site, but like, you know, right away. And then you can have your light switches on door if you wanted to. So speaking of the moonroof, you get a moonroof. No panoramic moonroof is available on any Civics, but you do get a standard moonroof on the Sport Hybrid or this Sport Touring. And you can push straight up to ventilate as well. So it'll close and open like that. And forward will always close it. And then you have to manually close the shade. Sport Tourings get the black headliner. I think the Sport Hybrid also gets a black headliner. I'm not sure what doesn't get. Maybe the LX probably the only model to get a lighter headliner. But anything with Sport in it gets a black headliner. Let's take a look at your vanity mirrors here. So you do, not LED, but you do get a light in the mirror. So the same for the driver. Let's double check here. I'm sure it is, and yes, it is. Let's jump out of here. And before we get into the second row, I forgot to show you guys the seats. So they're perforated leather trim seats, and they're, you know, not too bolstered, It's comfortable. Taking a look at the door card on the rear door. So you have hard touch up here. So it's downgraded from the front, more piano black. Hard touch here. This is soft. This is soft too. I like this material. Window switch, door handle, tweeter for that Bose sound system. Speaker down below. One bottle holder. And you do have perforated rear seats too, so this is nice. So in the middle portion right here is perforated on the outside. So this is this is the hard touch. This is not like leather or nothing like that. Actually, the airbag's actually in here. The airbag symbol there. Let's jump into here. And I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. This front seat is all the way back. I'm 5'10". I have plenty of space in front of me. One thing about the Civics, they are spacious in its class with their back seat. Now you don't have a mat pocket back here. You do get one behind the passenger seat, and you don't have an air vent or USB-Cs back here. But I can feel the air from right here. For parents that want to put car seats and booster seats, you do have your latch system under this piece right here, so you can see the tether there. And you do get a foldable armrest back here. That is nice. So this is nice and soft, and cup holders as well for your rear passengers. And that's pretty much it. Nothing much going on back here. You have LED lighting back here, and you have your door handle holders. You have a little corner mirror there, you know, your back window there. But whoever sits back here, they'll be comfortable. I got a decent sized headroom back here as well. So let's jump out of here and let's take a look at the trunk. On the Touring, when you pop open the trunk, I believe it's assisted. Yeah, it is. So it'll open all the way for you, which is nice. It's not power. It's kind of like a strut system. Actually, you can see it right there. And you have it on this one side. Now you do have your 60-40 split seats, so you can pull the handle there or pull the handle there. Drop those seats back there. Because the Civic has a protection package, it has a cargo tray. But your Civic will come standard with, let me see, get the sun, with floor mats. They're carpet. You can add rubber mats if you want. And then you just have the standard carpet floor. And then down below, you have additional storage. And you do have a flat fix kit because you do not get a spare tire on the Sport Touring. I think the hybrids just don't give you a spare tire. I'm sure some people might take that foam out and still put a spare tire down there because you still have that wheel well down there. And there's no power to close or anything like that. You just grab it and close it. Before we check out some color combinations, some interior combination, let's go ahead and pop the hood. I'm actually gonna turn this guy off as well and show you guys what's powering this bad boy. So I got the hood open. It was definitely hot under there. I was not doing that with one hand. So we're taking a look at the latest generation 2-motor hybrid powertrain from Honda. It's a 2-liter, pretty much 4-cylinder engine, matted to the 2 electric motors. And of course you have your hybrid battery. Together this makes about 200 horsepower. Fun to drive, plenty of power, plenty of torque. And it's not just covered up where you can't see anything. This 2 liter has been in the Honda family for a while. They've been using this engine for a while, so you can't go wrong. But you see a battery, air box, you know, fuse box, coolant, everything you need to access is there. You have a dipstick, oil cap, all the orange wires is part of the electric system, so you definitely do not want to mess with that. Let's go ahead and close this guy up, and let's take a look at some color combinations you can get in the Sport Touring interior, and I'll show you some more features as well. Here we are taking a look at the 2026 Honda Civic Sedan trim walk. So you have the LX model, you have the Sport, Sport Hybrid, and of course you have the Sport Touring. So go ahead, pause the video if you kind of want to see what the Sport Touring adds on top of the Sport Hybrid, or you can go to HondaInfoCenter.com and you can pull up the same trim walk as well too, so you can see all the features. But let's jump in and build us a Sport Touring, so you can see all 4 models for the sedan. And I think for 26, the LX model is no longer available in the hatchback. So if you want an LX, you have to get a sedan, and that's pretty much it. So let's jump into Sport Touring and let's look at some of the powertrain details. So here you have, you know, Honda's 2-motor hybrid system. So you have a 2-liter motor and it's combining with the electric motors, and you do have 200 horsepower, and you're looking about 50 city, 47 highway, 49 mpg combined, so very fuel efficient. Now, one thing this doesn't show is the torque, and the hybrid makes about 232 foot-pound of torque. So I don't know why they didn't throw that in here, but you have that in the Sport Hybrid or the Sport Touring, and that's a standard powertrain. But the 1.5 is gone. It's still in the SI. The LX and the Sport models have a 2-liter without the hybrid powertrain. So let's jump into some exterior design. You have a crystal black pearl, which only comes with black leather interior. You have a meteorite gray metallic, which comes in black or gray interior. So the zoom in picture does not help at all. We can look at the small one here, but yeah, you can get a lighter interior if you want to. Headliner still will be black, but you can get a lighter interior color. You do have Rally Red. Rally Red only comes in black leather interior. You have the new Solar Silver Metallic that replaced Lunar Silver Metallic, and that also only comes in black interior. And you do have the Blue Lagoon Pearl. This is a new exterior color for 2025. You still get it on the 26. It is a premium color charge, and you have the option between black or gray interior. You have Platinum White Pearl, which is an OG color. You have black or gray interior for your interior options, and it also has the premium charge, and the Urban Gray Pearl, which only comes in black leather interior. So we're gonna select Urban Gray Pearl because that's what we're reviewing. Let's take a look at your wheel options. Now, ever since the 25s got redesigned or refreshed, or slight refresher or whatever you want to call it, the optional wheel is so clean. Like, I love how these look. Usually, I do not like the optional wheel on Civics. Like, the last few years, they've just been trash to me. But these are fire. Like, Honda did what they had to do with this one. This is a great design, and I guarantee you, maybe the last year of this body style before the next one, they're probably going to make this standard on the SI or make this standard on the Sport. I guarantee you. And it's going to look fire. I already know. So we're going to go back. We're going to remove that guy. So yeah, so you have your one wheel option there. You do have some accessory packages. So you have an all-season protection package 1, 2, and just protection package. And these will come with just multiple different accessories. For example, the all-season protection package come with 3 items. The all-season floor mats, you have splash guards, and the trunk tray. And then if you do the protection package 2, it's all-season floor mats, trunk tray, and wheel locks instead of the splash guards. And then you have the regular protection package, splash guard, trunk tray, and wheel locks. So the model that I reviewed in this video, or walk around in this video, had the protection package on here. Now, the pricing here will vary per your dealership because this amount is only for the parts themselves. It doesn't include labor, installation, shipping, none of that from your dealership. So every dealership is going to have a different number for these accessories. Now, let's take a look at the one-off accessories you can get. And we're going to start off with exterior. You have body side molding. You have the deck lid spoiler, which I'm not a big fan of the deck lid spoiler. I like the SI spoiler, or they used to have like is this the new HPD spoiler? I don't know. Oh, it is. It says HPD on there. I guess the HPD spoiler always been that way, but not a big fan. I love the SI spoiler, so that's something I wish you could throw on there, but then you just get SI if you want that. You have door edge guards, you have door visors, one of my favorite accessories to any car. You can black out your emblem, and you might as well because the Civic's blacked out, Hybrid's blacked out, and Sport Touring's blacked out. They might as well just do that in there too, but if you're picking one of these up, you might as well complete the look. Add the black H. It looks clean. You have the rear bumper applique. You have splash guards. You have underbody front spoiler. Just give you just a slight drip of design. It's not a full lip or anything like that, but it looks good. It looks good. It's something I will actually add on my vehicle just to have it on there. And you can add a rear diffuser, and you slap this guy on. That's how it'll look. Do I dare to zoom in? Okay, it's not that bad. It's not a huge difference in my opinion, but I'm a little biased though because I love OEM spoilers, lips, things like that because years go by, these are going to be hard to get. People are going to try to get them when these cars are used. So this is something I would add to the Sport Touring. Same thing with the side skirt as well. So there's an HPD side skirt. These are going to be accessories that's going to be, sought after in the next like 10 years. I guarantee it. But let's take a look at wheel locks. You have chrome, valve stems, and you have wheel lug nuts that are black. Now in the interior, you have all-season floor mats. You have the cargo hook for the trunk. You have the door sill protection film. You have first aid kit, illuminated door sill, and a rear passenger window shades, and you have a trunk tray divider. So looks like you cannot add HondaLink to your Sport Touring. Interesting, very interesting. I think it's optional on the CRV, but it's not optional on the Civic. I think they want you to use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and have like your garage built in with your MyQ or these smart garages nowadays. You can have it kind of paired and things like that. But it would have been nice to have that as an option. Let's take a look at the breakdown of full pricing on the Sport Touring. So you're looking at $32,295 as the base price. And Urban Gray Pearl, you do pay $455 for the paint. And destination handling is $1,150. You're looking at $33,900 for a fully loaded Sport Touring hybrid sedan. Drop a comment below what you think about the Sport Touring. I think this is just a great package. A lot of tech. You get good gas mileage and 200 horsepower. It's just the combination is just perfect. I don't know what to complain about. Obviously, I would like to have HondaLink, as an option, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna end everything here. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you think about the new Civic. Would you rather go with a different brand? Would you rather go with a lower trim? Would you rather go with a hatchback? Let's talk about it. Thank you for watching. I will catch you in the next walk around.